Welcome.
You are watching Line Screw 1.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight.
Well, hello tubers, hope you're doing well wherever you are in this crazy YouTube universe. Kind of a nice day here today, even though last night we got snow. Probably what a skiff I would call it. Half a centimeter, but yeah, it was quite surprising to wake up to that. Very rare do we get snow in April. Of course, up the higher the elevation you go and the further north you go, that's a lot more common. But yeah, you know, I'll take it. Whatever, you know, it melts quick. No big deal. Oh, Canada geese. Honka, 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 honka. That's my Canada geese impression. I'm fluent in geese. Honka, 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 honka. I think they speak a different dialect than I learned. Anyway, it's a beautiful little place here. Having a pizza in paradise, I call it. Yep, pizza in paradise. Right there. But today, you know, I've been remiss on talking about Carolyn because, you know, her friendlies hate it. Like, I'm not allowed. How dare you talk about the Carolyn? You are not allowed. But as bad as her YouTube channel is, from time to time, her Twitter is a bigger mess. I figured we'd discuss the Twitter. Yeah, forget her channel. No, it's the Twitters is where all the madness really is. That's where all the dirty secrets that she talks about. Things that she really shouldn't talk about in her personal life. But, you know, I'm here to help. And if anything, Carolyn, because I know you monitor my channel carefully, you got to be more careful with what you post on social media, especially those Twitters. You got to show more restraint, Carolyn, because it's just a horrible mess. You know, you talk about personal things like your, let's just say your fertility history. You know, those clinics you go to terminate. You shouldn't talk about that. Nobody wants to know. It's upsetting. I'm sure it's upsetting to you after you post it and you go, yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. Yeah, you shouldn't have done that. And then, you know, she talks about burning down the patriarchy. I mean, there's just so much anger and microaggression in that poor girl. Even though she talks about her therapy, you know, I don't even see a therapist. Now I'm super chill and super relaxed. I allow people to say their piece. It's no big deal, you know, win, lose, or draw. Who cares? It's just free speech. But ironically, she was just bitching about Elon Musk the other day about censorship, that she's being censored by him, which is ironic. She censors everybody on Twitter and of course on her YouTube channel. So the irony that somebody is claiming censorship when she's the censorship queen, I don't get it. It's kind of like her anger against the men, even though often she needs a man to do work, you know, towing, repairs, etc. Typically a man that she needs, and she needs a man, but yet she bitches about the men. Well, you got to be consistent, Carolyn. You got to be consistent. It's just peculiar what that poor girl does. I think she's just hungry and thirsty for the attentions. It's kind of like those last couple videos I did about the Bud Light. Carolyn has kind of decided that her brand is the woke brand, and good for her. She's absolutely entitled to do that. I'm not suggesting that she's not. But at the same time, she's suffering the consequences of the wokeness and how it's really affected her channel. You know, the views are down so much. Even the Patreon membership is down. Everything is down. And she doesn't have a job, even though I'm probably her biggest advocate for her to be able to make a 6-figure job in one of those liberal cities, you know. I mean, she is a Berkeley graduate, you know. Berkeley cranks out a lot of graduates that teach other liberals how to be more liberal-ish, you know, and they pay them 6 figures for those type of jobs. A lot of do-nothing jobs, you know. I know she'd probably have to go to California and pay that high state tax, but Yeah, I don't get the girl, but hey, she needs a reference. I'll give her a solid reference so she can get a good job and get back on her feet, and she won't have to be so angry with people like me and thousands of other conservatives and moderates. Because you can't build a brand where you're constantly hating on the people in your audience. No, I have my disagreements with the libs and the socialists, diehard socialists that are out there in La La Land on the tubes. But I at least give them the grace to say their piece. I don't care. What do I care about the opinion of some liberal living in the Bay Area says? I just don't care. It's fine. They can't hurt my feelings if they say something I disagree with, because I just shrug my shoulders and go, well, that's your opinion. And, I think to myself, well, obviously you're wrong. And I just get on with my life. But, spending your entire online career like Carolyn has done, banning thousands and thousands of people between, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, and then complaining that someone such as me allows a forum of free speech regarding Carolyn when she doesn't provide the forum. If she actually wouldn't have banned all these people, they wouldn't be on my channel. These are people that have voices that want to be heard, and she's restricted that voice on her channel. So they come to my channel, among others. There's other channels, of course, that people are free to voice their opinions. But it's just very perplexing that she conducts herself in such a way and then blames me for her actions. No, she has done all the censorship. She's had all the anger towards other people, conservatives and moderates for that fact. So I don't really know why I should suffer the wrath of her and her anger when I've really done nothing. And I do these videos when I discuss her in a very calm, respectful fashion. And I always respect the community guideline principles. So I really don't get it. But she is a stubborn one, I guess we could say. And she's entitled to be stubborn, but there comes a point when you got to realize it's time to just change your ways. If things aren't working out for you, Carolyn, you just gotta, restructure and maybe rebrand. She is this marketing genius, but apparently the marketing isn't going so well. It's kind of going like the Bud Light marketing went. And I think that's a lesson a lot of people are learning, especially people that are liberals, that their agenda trying to push it on other people, it really doesn't work in the long term. Sure, you're going to have a lot of, I guess what you could call it is, singing to the choir. People are always going to have people that agree with you, even on crazy ideas. But outside of that little echo chamber, we all have to live in reality where there's other people that disagree with us on our political and social viewpoints. So Carolyn needs to learn to take a step back and be more respectful, be more kind. She talks about be kind, be happy, be free, and all this stuff, but she's not actually free, she's not actually very kind, and she's not very happy. So perhaps a rebranding of the slogan might be in order right now, I'm thinking. But what do I know? I'm just some guy drinking some water and eating a pizza somewhere here in beautiful, supernatural British Columbia. And, luckily it's still early in the tourist season, and all the crazy people haven't destroyed all these wonderful little places that I can hang out. I'm sure the weather's going to change in the next few weeks, and suddenly all these parks will be just swimming and hundreds of people, and people making noise and ruining nature, at least from my experience. So I really enjoy that kind of off and shoulder season here in Western Canada, where you can kind of camp where you want, do what you want. There's no lineups for things, and you can get that picnic table right on the water because nobody's here. I like it. It's all mine. Hell, I could crank my Van Halen. I always like to talk about cranking the Van Halen. Guess I've had too many bad experiences of people cranking the Van Halen. Nothing against Van Halen. I've actually seen them. So anyway, I figured since I had the time, and I can't really eat this entire pizza all in one go, so I'm gonna enjoy it later. So I figured I'd crank out this video while I had the time and before it started raining later in the day. So anyway, you guys put your comments down below on what you think about Carolyn's RV life and that Twitter feed. I know she's even blocked me from the Twitters, but she doesn't realize that if you just log out of your account, you can still read what she says. It's like so pointless. It's petty, Carolyn. Very petty. Quit being petty. So you guys put your comments down below, and if any of you nasty friendlies who are unfriendly, if you make a really juicy negative comment about me, hey, perhaps I might feature you and give you the best seat in the house and pin you to the top. It's the least I can do. So I kind of wait and see how the messages roll in, and sometimes I get a good one that I really appreciate, because I appreciate you friendlies. I know Carolyn hasn't been appreciating you friendlies because you haven't been throwing her as much money as she expects. But you know what? I appreciate the friendlies even though they're unfriendly. Just wanted to say that. So in the meantime, folks, as always, stay safe, keep your wheels in the ground. I'll talk to you soon. Over and out.
Thank you.